Hey crafty friends, welcome back to the channel. Today we are making a super cute Halloween card using products from Newton's Nook. We're going to be using the candy corn Newton stamp set and the coordinating die, along with the Halloween time paper pad. So we are going to, or actually I have already stamped out my sweet little Newton here in his little candy corn outfit. And I have my color scheme right there. Zoom in a little bit for us. And I'm going to be using some Olo markers today. I have just got a selection of Olo markers in, so I'm going to be coloring with those for the first time. All right, I'm going to start off by coloring my little candy cane, or little candy corn outfit. And if you don't know about Olos, you can get them where they are two separate markers. There's enough ink in one marker for 2 Copics, and they're very affordable, so I went ahead and picked up these. All right, we're going to start off by using our Cool Grays. We're going to use Cool Gray 5, and I'm just going to come in and start coloring the candy corn. I have already stamped this in alcohol marker friendly ink. And I have 2 markers on one pen. I have my CG5 and CG3 on the same marker. So it makes it super easy because those are blending families. So it makes it super easy to know which one to blend with. And since we are coloring the white, we're putting in our shadow. So I'm going to come in with the CG1. And our CG0. And then I'll blend this out with just a 0 marker. All right, so there's my gray, or white. Now we are going to color the yellows. And I'm going to start with my darkest color, which is Y23. So we're going to add our darkest color into our jack-o'-lantern there, and also in the shadow areas of our candy corn. And I know everybody doesn't like candy corn. I will tell you the best way I've ever found for candy corn in just a second. All right, now we're going to blend that out with Y22 and Y20. So we're going to start with Y22. Okay, so best way to use candy corn. You can take and mix it in with in the microwave. You melt it with honey, peanut butter, the honey Peter Pan peanut butter, and make it into a candy. You just melt it. I don't know how long. You can find the recipe online. All right, we're going to go to Y21, which is this super lightest one. You melt it in the microwave, you put it into a pan, let it cool, or pour chocolate on the top, and then let it cool, and it tastes like a Butterfinger. I'm going to use OR13 first as my darkest color. And this one I ordered the wrong marker. I ordered the chisel tip, and I meant to order the brush tip. So I have brush tips on the way so that I can switch that out. I mean, it doesn't bother me too bad. It's just not my favorite. I'm going to add my orange in there where my darkest is. And our pumpkin there. Now we're going to go to 013. And if you want me to do more information on the Olo markers, just let me know in the comments below, and I'll be happy to do a video about them. If you are interested. Color our little pumpkin. And yes, I do see I left out his nose. We'll go back and grab that in just a second. So as I was saying, this kicks off this year's Halloween series. So I will be posting Halloween videos almost exclusively, and I do have some cute videos coming out, and some of them are, and they're not all cards, some of them are treat holders and gift boxes that I think you're absolutely going to fall in love with. We're just going to blend that out with 012, and let's go back and get our little nose. Now we'll go ahead and color Newton, himself, a cute little cat. And I'm going to add RO22 to his ear, just a little bit in the shadows, and to his little nose. And then I'm going to blend that out with OR20, which is just a lot of shades. I have my Olo markers set up as blending families, so that I know what goes with what. All right. I'm going to start off with my darkest color, which is 046. So we're going to add that. I decided Newton was going to be a brown kitty today. It's the great thing about our markers. You can make them any color you would like. I have been playing with these markers after I got them to see if I was going to like them, and I do. I've ordered a couple more markers, which is one of the reasons I like them, because they are very affordable and they're very high quality. Oh, we need to do his little feet. All right, now we're going to switch to RO 3.7. And I'm just going to come right over where I just colored. With that next shade. That way it helps me to blend everything in. We're going to come right under his little nose there. We're going to bring this down a little bit more. Put that in. Around his little tail. Rest of our little feet. Now we're going to bring in our next shade, which is RO 34. I'm going to blend all that in. I did go over his little nose because I'm going to color that black. the K, which is their black, pure black, and I'm going to add his little nose. And let's see, do we want to add... I want to add just a little bit of red violet to his cheeks. It is such a dark color. There we go. Now, I'm going to take and cut this out with the matching dies, and I'll be right back. All right, before we put our card together, we're going to go ahead and finish up our stamping. I'm going to stamp my sentiment. So I have a scrap piece of pitch black cardstock. I'm going to stamp that, my sentiment on that. So I'm going to prep this with my cottontail blending or powder brush. We'll put that down in there. Let's get one of our sentiments. And we will stamp this in our embossing ink. Actually, since we're going to do white, I'm going to stamp it in our white unicorn pigment ink. And I am going to stamp that twice. I'm going to cover that using Wow Opaque Bright White Superfine Embossing Powder. Tap off any excess, and I do have the heat gun heating up on the side. And buff that off, the excess powder off. And I'm going to trim that down. Okay, and then we'll trim the rest of this in a minute. All right, I'm gonna pull in the rest of the pieces for my card. I'm gonna start off, I have 3 patterns of the paper from the Halloween time paper pad. I picked out 3 different patterns from that pack and cut them at an angle. So we're gonna add those to our card front. I'm gonna start off with my candy corn pattern. So we're just gonna add some liquid glue, that, and my pitch black cardstock for the front is cut at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So full A2 size card front. And I started out with these at 4 by 5 1/4. We're gonna take our piece of our cobweb pattern. Then we're going to add that. I'm going to line it up on the side here, just like that, and along the top, just like so. Now this pattern we're going to take and add in. I'm going to line it up right along the edge here at the top and on the left-hand side. All right, now I'm going to trim this down just a little bit. want this to be just a tad bit smaller. Around the edge. So I've trimmed it down to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And I'm going to come in, I have cut little strips of the pitch black cardstock, and I'm going to run that along the front of the card to clean up any edges here. So we're going to run that along there. And then we're going to run a bead of glue here, because this one's going to sit right along there. That helps finish everything off. So I'm going to give that a couple seconds to dry, and then I'll trim those off, because what's going to happen is Newton's going to sit right on top there, and you will never see what's underneath. So we'll just take our snips and trim that off. Then we'll take our top folding A2 card base. And I have the same pattern paper from the front, the candy corn. I'm going to add that to the inside of my card. And I've cut that at 4 1/4 inches by 1/2 inch. Just to finish that off. Then we'll add that. Add that to our card front. We'll just have that tiniest bit of white showing around the edge. Then we will pop Newton up on some foamed adhesive. Add him right in there. And then we'll add our sentiment right under here. And for that, we're just going to add that straight down. Just underneath. All right, to finish off Newton here, we're going to add some white gel pen highlights. Come along. Add our little highlights through here. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of Stardust Stickles to our pumpkin that he's holding. just to the eyes and to his mouth to give it just a little bit of sparkle. Maybe just a little bit to his ears. All right, here's a look at my card. It's a closer look at it from the camera. Here's a look at the inside. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next video. If you like this video, you're probably gonna like the one coming up next.